Something happened to me a few years back that still haunts me to this day. Today's the day I'm telling you this. This was the first and hopefully the last time I've ever witnessed something paranormal in person. I've never believed in myths and ghosts and all that weird stuff that's on the internet. But what happened on that night really opened my eyes and made me fear for those things. Okay, here it goes. On June 15th, 2009, I was home alone for a few hours while my family left for the evening to eat dinner with some of their friends from college. They left me some leftover steak to eat when I got hungry, but I rarely ate when I was alone because I felt like someone was always watching me and waited on me to leave the kitchen so they could snatch me up and take me away. And because of this, I always carried a pocket knife with me whenever I left my room. Anyways, as soon as my parents pulled out of the driveway, I dashed up my stairs and went to my room, snatched my pocket knife and phone, and went to the bathroom. My usual bathroom ritual I do when I'm alone is close the bathroom blinds, check the closet to make sure nothing was in there that shouldn't be, yank open my shower curtains to make sure no one was hiding in it for some reason, and then sit on the toilet and open up some good old porn sites and surf through for anything good. Once I found the right one, I would start to unzip my pants. Then I heard a few faint footsteps going up my stairs slowly. It was like they were trying to go up the stairs as quietly as possible, thinking the slower they were, the quieter they were. This was an instant mood killer for me, and I nearly shat myself. Literally. When it finally reached the top of the stairs, it was silent for what felt like ages. After that, it made a loud stomping sound while it was sprinting at the door like it was going to charge through it, but at the last second it stopped. Followed after with a slow but spine-chilling scratch across the bathroom door. I heard it breathing. Fucking breathing onto the door while doing so. It was huffing like it was confused. It then started to slowly twist the doorknob like it was trying to miss the lock on the door somehow. But thankfully, the lock stopped the doorknob from going any further. This seemed to have agitated it because it started banging on the door. I was trying to stay as quiet as possible up until this point, but then it unleashed this blood-curdling scream, or screech, or whatever the fuck it was. I started sobbing, thinking that this was the end, not wanting to see what it was or die to that thing. So I grabbed the pocket knife and took out the blade and went to cut myself. Then everything went silent. I heard this soft but unsettling demonic voice say, "Stop. It isn't fun when they are dead." Then the knife dissolved out of my hands and reappeared on the bathroom sink with the blade dulled so I couldn't cut myself, but still a sharp point on the end. This left me dumbfounded and immobile out of how the fuck that could have been possible. And as if it saw my face, it started to laugh and the door nearly ripped off its hinges and tossed aside like it was a pillow. That was when I was able to see what it really looked like. It was deformed and had an extra eye, and a mouth that had rows and rows of teeth. It was hunched over with its hands held together like it was holding something. Its head was almost as wide as a doorway and had green glowing eyes. It had 5 legs, all looked like they were covered in blood. The creature itself looked like it crawled out of the grave because of how filthy it was. It started to crawl into the bathroom. It just barely fit through the doorway. I grabbed my knife, hoping to use it for protection, and the creature just shook its head and kept shaking it and shaking it. It started to shake really fast. It looked like the head would have flown off, then it stopped and looked straight into my eyes. This creature seemed to have been able to bend the laws of physics because the bathroom seemed to grow in length, nearly tripling the distance between us. It was saying things to me in my head as well, saying things like, "I've always been watching you. You are weak, useless." I thought I fainted, but it turns out everything just went black. I knew he was right in front of me because I felt his breath and smelt a small fragrance of mildew. Then I heard my parents pull into the driveway and everything came back to me. He was opening his mouth wide, to the point where his cheeks started ripping open with how far his mouth was open. I saw something that looked like a child's head staring back at me. That's when I knew I would die if I didn't do anything. So I used the one thing of defense I had on me and stabbed him through the neck, or what looked like a neck. Blood came squirting out of him and went everywhere below him. It slowly closed its mouth and looked at me and said, "See you soon." Then it disappeared and everything went back to normal, including the broken door, except the blood that shot out of it, and my knife was nowhere to be seen. My parents found me crying in the bathroom and saw the blood on the floor, and they just assumed I was on my period. I never told them what happened that night, and the most unsettling part about that night was the fact it said "see you soon." I've never seen it since. Worrying every night I'll see it in the dark corner of my room. If anyone has encountered this thing or knows of this thing, I hope you weren't scared for your life like me, or even killed if unlucky enough. Just wanted to tell people about this to maybe warn anybody who may have the same feeling that I felt before I encountered it, and maybe to escape it before it catches you. Stay safe out there, everyone.